Welcome. Thank you for joining for a practice today. I'd like to share a practice with you that's a visualization practice intended to help you feel grounded, connected, and perhaps a sense of peace and ease. Visualization can be a very potent practice, and we can harness the power of the mind to help us feel certain qualities, positive qualities. And we also oftentimes use visualization, maybe inadvertently, to harness the opposite qualities: fear, anxiety, trepidation. There's a classic story that's told of a monk that goes to a cave, and he's an artist, and he's meditating in this cave, and he's doing art, and he makes this big mural on the wall of this tiger. And by the time he's done, it is so real to him that he becomes so afraid that he flees the cave and leaves. And we may know times like this where we create stories, we paint pictures in our mind that scare us. And we can also do the opposite. So I'd like to invite you to do this practice with me today and see how you feel afterwards. There's research that points to the power of positive thinking on our overall health and well-being. So let's practice together. Finding a comfortable seat. You could also do this practice standing. So whether you're sitting or standing, make sure that your spine feels upright and there's also a sense of ease. So not standing in or sitting with rigidity, but with solidity. You can have your eyes open with your gaze cast down, or you can have your eyes closed. So in this practice today, we're going to visualize a tree and allow yourself to have a couple moments here to bring, maybe you have a favorite kind of tree. Perhaps there's a tree near you that you oftentimes admire. Perhaps you've traveled and seen ancient forests and you bring one of those trees to mind. So using your imagination here, letting your senses come in. You might imagine that you're standing right in front of this tree, right with this tree. And as it is, the truth of our relationships with trees is that as we breathe in, they breathe out. And as we breathe out, they breathe in. Whatever part of your body is touching the ground, just as a tree has these complex root systems, imagine yourself also rooted into the ground, rooted to earth. Feeling the connection of the lower body touching ground, but also the sense of moving beyond and down and deep and into, rooting into the earth. In the book, The Hidden Life of Trees, it is talked about and known that trees communicate with one another through their root systems. So as you visualize yourself with this root system, standing near the tree of your choice, you could even bring to mind other relationships that you're in, and letting your roots grow out and reach out to other people, friends, family, community, and feeling that connection as well. And coming into the spine or the torso, the upright nature of your body right now. So if you're standing, all the way from the feet up through the crown of the head, and if you're sitting, from the hips all the way up through the crown of the head. Coming into the core of the body. And sensing and feeling here the solidity, just as the trunk of a tree has this stability and solidity, so too do you. And interestingly, the wood that is the stabilizing force in the trees is called the heartwood. And you might take a moment here to turn to your own heart, this boundless strength within yourself. Feeling yourself rooted, roots expanding out in all directions, to friends and family and community. And feeling yourself so solid and stable in the heart. And just like a tree, there can be a lot of movement in the limbs and the leaves. This movement could mirror our emotions or thoughts, but this movement does not change the stability and the roots of the tree. If your eyes were closed, open your eyes, and if your gaze was lowered, lift your gaze. Well, thank you for joining for this visualization meditation. And I'd like to invite you to notice throughout your day how you're using your thoughts. When you notice and pause, can you notice your thoughts and harness that power of thinking to slant more towards the positive? And you might notice when you go down the rabbit hole of catastrophizing or negativity, the disasters that might be growing, and then there can be this moment of halt and pause, and you can feel into that and then decide or maybe make a choice to settle in and visualize something that's helpful for positive connection or grounding. So you can use a tree. Oftentimes in teaching, there's the visualization of mountains. Yeah. Could use a lake. Oftentimes nature is a really good source for visualization. Again, thanks for joining.